Hello, all my chickadees. Welcome back to my nest. Today, we're going to be checking out a little game called In Loving Oblivion. Now, this game just dropped. As of recording this, it dropped 14 hours ago. So, I jumped on this. It looks right up my alley, honestly. It is psychological horror boys love. Yes, yes, I am ready to eat this up. It is pretty dang short. I don't know if it has multiple endings, but I know it's right under 2,000 words. So it's going to be pretty short, but I'm very excited to jump in and take a bite out of this little game. All right, all my chickadees, let's dive in. All right. Oh, okay. Okay, wait. Preferences. I didn't do this. Let's turn the music down a little bit. There we go. Turn the sound down a little. If there's voice acting, we'll keep that there. There we go. I had known from last winter you were no longer here. You were no longer mine. Not mine to confide in, to laugh with, to play. You came back a husk of betrayal, and I, forever enameled, greeted you with a smile. I had known from when he first laid eyes on you, awkward loner that he was, that you were gone and never coming back. In my highest of delusions, I thought I could change fate. In my most desperate height of denial, I thought I could defy him. And in my most bitter rage, I cursed you. I craved you. I missed you. Chapter 1, White. Ooh, we got some longing going on here. It was a quiet morning the first time he looked our way. A double take, a long stare. Winter break had just ended, frost still clinging to our coats and scarves. It was too cold to laugh, and yet we did it anyway. It was our way of defying the rules of nature, our way of trying to see the brightness of a bone-chilling cold. I remember talking to you, what I thought to be you, about what we did on winter break. What I thought to be you? What I thought to be you? Are we seeing people? Are we hallucinating? Asha. Yeah, we ate a lot of good food. Honestly, you should have come with us, Farah. I recall that winter season. My family had gone on a trip to Kane's father's resort planet. Resort planet? Planet? Someone has a whole planet as a resort? Sign me up. That would be fun. Oh, and he's a cutie. Look at this little art style. I like that. It really was a great experience overall. I had never been able to speak to October up close or at length before, but Kane had been friendly? As soon as someone like him could be. Oh, look at the cutie. And this is Farah. You make me wish I'd gone. You took pictures, didn't you? I don't remember the reason you didn't go with us. Me. I took a lot of them. Hold on. My phone was deep in my pockets. When it always was whenever it came to you. Aw. So the phone is always put away because 100% of our focus is on Farah whenever we're with them. That is awesome. That is great. Like, when you know that you are really focusing and enraptured with the person if you are not even thinking about your phone. Like, that phone is not even on the table. You know, all your attention, all of your time together is important. So you're just focused. That, yeah. So we are Asha, I take it, the little boy on the left. And Farah, I think, is our crush. It was only natural to hang off your every word. As I dug in my pockets, it's when I became aware of him. He was standing off to the side, wearing the same color as his hair, white. If it was not for his eyes, he would have blended into the scenery. White snow, white clothes, white skin, white hair. Oh, hello! Look at those eyes! Oh my gosh, is that a nose ring? Hello! Now that's some eyes right there. He reminds me of a white rabbit. You know how a lot of white rabbits have naturally red eyes? Hello! you just blending in, buddy. He is cute though. But his eyes? His eyes drew me in, staring us down with a look that could only be described as pity. Pity for what? The expression barely graced me. His eyes tracing over your form as if he couldn't believe what he was seeing. You'll never be with him, I thought angrily at his stare. We're already like, no, don't even look at our boy. Our boy is ours, not yours. I was entangled within the envy's smothering grip, jealousy bubbling up until his gaze found me. More than pity, he just looked sad. At first I was confused, startled by the raw emotion there. Hello. Asha? Your voice brings me out of it. My phone now in my hand, he turns away, blending into the falling snow. I won't ever forget the color of his eyes. Okay, so this guy just appeared and stared at us, like, with sadness? And maybe pity, and then he just turned and left. So, is he like a future one of us? He kind of has similar hair to him. So, does he know things we don't know? Red. Bye, boy. Uh-oh. Chapter 2. Red. Okay, it was white, and now it's red. Sometime later, I remembered his name. Monochrome Frost. That is a name. That is a name. And that monochrome, yep, that makes sense. That is a name. He was a kid who often kept to himself outside the group of friends, though he really didn't seem to fit in there either. They were all rowdy, a group of extroverts who adopted the introvert. From the outside looking in, that's how it felt. He stood out like a sore thumb, only wearing one color at a time just to match his name. Aww. That's pretty cute though, only wearing one color at a time to be like, my name is Monochrome, so I'm gonna wear one color. Today is white. Tomorrow is gray. That's pretty cool. Always monochromatic. The only thing that never changed was his eyes. Crimson. So does he dye his hair too? To be monochromatic? So is he like all purple one day? Always standing out against the alabaster pale skin. No matter when he wore pink, green, blue, or black. The one fixture of himself that never changed. I recall in my observations of him that he rarely looked up. Rarely looked anyone in the eye. His gaze was often downcast. And I had begun to see him everywhere. I had been determined to keep my distance. I knew the rumors surrounding him, the boy who couldn't erase the whispers that had followed him from elementary school to middle school to here. Apparently he was the reason Minji passed away freshman year. Oh, everybody thinks he murdered. Well, it says the reason, so maybe he murdered him, or maybe they think he's the reason. Like, did he fall in a hole and he didn't get him out? Did he do the whole I can't not thing? you know, Piglet from Winnie the Pooh, when they're like, knot the rope and throw it in. He's like, I can't not. I can't not. And it's like, oh, you cannot? No, I can't not. Oh, okay, sorry. People said that he saw things that couldn't be explained, that he himself was bad luck. We never spoke. Oh, is that why he looked at us that way? Like maybe he was seeing something? And honestly, he didn't speak much. Rarely in his group, never in class nor the halls. When he did speak, it was soft-spoken. He laughed, sometimes. He smiled, but it never reached his eyes. It was hollow, practiced, fake. Though whenever I look back on my memories with you that winter, I can see him in the background, watching. I remember around this time that I started to hate him. And while we didn't share many things, not classes or friends, I realized we shared one thing. A longing for a life we would never have. Would stay trapped in the purgatory of inaction. That winter was stagnant. I refused to accept the warning signs every time he looked at you and avoided my gaze. It was like he saw right through me, straight into the inevitability. So is he longing after our boy Farah too? The gray that existed in between. Chapter 3. Gray. You don't eat the same foods anymore. I brought you to this spot. We were regular, just like everyone else we knew. Everyone in our class and the server only asked to be polite. What can I get you boys? I expect you to say club sandwich with a side of home-style fries and, of course, the chocolate milkshake. You don't. I'd like a stack of banana nut pancakes, whipped cream. Oh, you don't stop there. But I remember being frozen in my seat, stomach twisted into knots. Scrambled eggs, really crispy bacon, and I just watched you trace your finger over the menu. Grits, please. Thank you. Your smile was the same as it always was. Bright, shining. The server had turned to me. I struggled to respond, especially under your gaze. I shouldn't have been as startled as I had been. A red gaze in my peripheral, but when I turned, it wasn't there. Oh, so he's watching us. Of course it hadn't. I remembered swallowing down my saliva. Classic burger and fries. Chocolate milkshake. I look at you deliberately. I said, and a club sandwich. You don't even flinch. You don't even have a flash of recognition. This must be a prank, right? That's what I thought, but I'd been too cowardly to ask about it. To speak up when I should have. I would have saved myself a lot of grief, but I knew I just didn't want to accept the reality of it all. Okay, so he has been ordering the same thing for apparently a very long time. And he changed his order. So that really threw us off. What is going on? And then we ordered what he normally orders, and the guy didn't even make any acknowledgement about it. Has he been possessed? What is going on? Is something wrong, Asha? Your gaze is the same. Concern had colored your face. It was enough to keep up the act. I struggled to come up with a lie, so I settled on a half-truth. I was thinking about that kid from our school. The cursed one. You laughed. Chrome? You said it with a strange familiarity. I didn't like that. Bitter, I clenched my fist. You didn't deserve that kind of upset directed at you, so I relaxed. Yeah, him. Yeah, he's a bit weird. You should stay away from him. There had been an edge to his tone I only recalled during the spring. Our food had come quick, leaving the warning quiet in the air. I hadn't really understood why you stared at me longer than usual. I hadn't understood much at all. You bit into the banana nut muffin slathered in syrup with such vigor, I nearly forgot you were deathly allergic to nuts. What? What? That's not our boy. That's not our boy. Nope. He's been replaced. He is a clone. He is a alien. Uh, he has been, the summer Hikaru died. I don't know. This ain't right. Banana nut muffin. And he's deathly allergic to nuts. This isn't him. This isn't him. He's been replaced. But hey, you could grow out of allergies, right? I think we would know. I think we would have already been informed if his allergy was slightly getting better, because I don't think someone who is deathly allergic to nuts, like, will just one day be like, oh, da 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 da, and eat the nuts. No, this is not him. He has been replaced. He has been replaced. This ain't right. This is not right. Chapter 4, Black. It wasn't until the next winter that I confronted Monochrome. So it's been a year. An entire year, and I continued to cling to you. Well, the idea of you. Isn't that what love is? It had been a rainy day when I found the courage. I took him by the arm, desperation in my veins. I shoved him back up towards the wall. From a year of watching him and being watched by him, I knew a few things. Chrome would never fight back, a passive observer. You know something, don't you? My own voice is harsh. He does not look at me. You know something about Farah, right? All the pitied looks, the sadness, the quiet glances, each and every moment bubbled up like magma. I recall the times he would watch but not speak. I recall the times he averted his gaze. I recall all the jealousy, the envy, the misunderstandings. Speak! Tell me, stop staying quiet! I remember shaking him, shoving him against the brick as if it would speak for him if I did it hard enough. Please! Truthfully, I'd already known what I wanted to hear. I wanted him to tell me that he felt the same feelings that I did for Farah. I wanted him to confess and just tell me he would leave him alone. That it was just a passing crush. So Farah and I could be happy. He didn't. You. His voice up close was nothing like how you heard it in passing. It was much too soft, much more reserved. You already know it's not him. There isn't anything else I could tell you. He said it so confidently it couldn't have been a fluke. I refused it nonetheless. You're a liar. He wasn't. Tell me the truth. Tell me you want him. Tell me you dream of kissing him. Anything. He had told me the truth. I knew it well. I knew it since last winter when the world was bathed in a crisp, quiet white. I don't dream of kissing anyone. I'm not interested in anyone. His tone was awkward, bumbling, and I remember feeling him shaking under my grip. Not from fear. I don't... He sucked in a breath. He pauses. I shoved him harder. Look, Asha, I'm Arrow and Ace. I don't want Farah. My world was beginning to shatter, even when I knew I was actively choosing this. And I wasn't gonna say anything. It was obvious you liked him, loved him. Whatever you want to call it. He didn't look me in the eye. But it hasn't been him for a long time now. Hearing it hurts. Of course it hurt. Though you actively rejected it. It was wrong to take out on someone innocent. I did it anyway. This is your fault. You're cursed, right? You did this to him. He cut me off. The chill of his hands had me meeting his gaze. I am. He admitted it too easily. I wonder now if he had been resigned to people's judgment, no longer wishing to fight. But you know as well as I do, he's not the same. I did. I had known since last winter. So I simply reared back my fist and let Crumb go. He sighed that time and said something I didn't think I would ever forget. Love confuses me, but it's not always so black and white. Do what makes you and whatever you believe he is happy. I remember standing there for hours and hours and hours. You came to get me that night. With the same smile, the same gaze. The one I remember falling in love with. I know you're not them, but not everything is black and white. Oh! Oh, wow! Oh, so we have finally come to the conclusion and accepted the fact that, Farah is no longer Farah. Is no longer Farah. Like, we don't know if something possessed them, if a creature took him over, if I don't know. I don't know what could have happened, but that's no longer our Farah that we fell in love with. Something changed. But it seems that we're still willing to give it a shot. We still love the essence. Even if it's not there anymore, we want to try to be with what is left in Farah's husk. That is very intriguing. I like that premise. And, our little poor monochrome boy. The poor little baby. Everybody blames him for everything. And he's like, I'm Arrow. I'm Ace. I don't want it. Sweetie child. And we almost beat the poor thing up. And he's just like, it's not him. So that's why he was watching, because he knew. He could tell that, something was off with that person as well. If he's always been quiet introvert. Introverts can notice a lot more than extroverts sometimes, because where they're quiet, they kind of focus on just observing. So maybe instead of being able to sense something was different, maybe he just was observing and he noticed all these little habits like sooner than we did, apparently. And that's why he just kept watching. He's like, okay, this is definitely not this person. So this was really cool. I like this. I like this. This was really nice. As always, I'm going to have a link down below if you guys want to go check this game out for yourself and give the dev some love. This is nice. I like the way how it was worded too. It was like descriptive, and it wasn't like straightforward in the description sometime, and you worked around it. It's really nice. I like it. I really like it. The art style is adorable. I definitely want to like check out more by these devs. And yeah, I'm so glad I stumbled upon this little game, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Oh, hey, really quick. After recording this, I realized that this was made for a jam where the whole theme was like you're not them. So there is a lot of these games, yes, but that explains about you're not him. That is not our boy. I am going to eat well playing these games.